Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva. How's everyone doing this evening? I thought I would talk about red flags with friends. Okay? As you know, I recently had to get a very toxic friend out of my life. And it was a hard decision. And looking back, I can't believe that I did not see all these red flags and all these weird feelings that I had, and all this source of discomfort and everything like that this person was bringing into my life. And I'm thinking about all the underlying things that were going on with her, and the main thing was that she did not have any boundaries. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how do you know when a person is making problems in your life. All right, and it's in all likelihood that they don't have any boundaries. All right, and it may be that it's not just with you. It's just in general. Okay, it's they may have a problem with you, but it's they're having a problem with a lot of people. They may be having feelings of resentment towards you, and they may be taking it out on you by not having the boundaries. Okay, but other people may be having these issues with them as well, because when they're having a problem with these people, they may be having the boundary issues with them too. But they may be acting out in these manners as well. The people with the boundaries issues, these are like some different things that they do. Okay, and these people may have been in your life for a really long time, and they may have been there for you during different times in your life. Okay, and they may have been good for you during different times in your life. So the fact that they're being toxic to you now, and that they're acting out and doing strange things now, it's really painful that you have to see them behave in an ugly manner towards you. But when you're looking at their collective behaviors, it's like, why did I not see this before? And you're thinking, wait, I'm putting all the puzzle pieces together. Like, why did I not see their collective personality? Why did I not put this together? It's because they were there for you in different capacities. It's because you loved this person, you loved this friend, and you thought they were good, and all this other stuff. Okay, this is a flawed human being that is just suffering with some feelings of low self-worth. And they're acting out in a way where they're feeling like they need to control a situation because they don't feel good about themselves. So they're trying to control you. They're trying to control situations by not having boundaries with you. So they're trying to control you by invading your boundaries. Okay? And it's because that person doesn't have boundaries. They don't have boundaries. That's why they're not respecting your boundaries. Okay, they're a habitual line stepper. Okay, you know, and so these are different things that they will do that you're not really noticing. That you're finding it irritating, and you're not really thinking that it's You're not really thinking that it's intentional, but it's not unintentional either, right? It's but it's really like super disrespectful. Okay, so here's one thing that you're not really thinking about. All right, they bring their kids to your house, and they let your kids just trash your house and act crazy, and they just kind of sit there and let it happen. You have to get up and you have to drag their kids out of your room, out of your stuff, out of your fridge, and tell their kids to sit down and stay there. and their kids cry and scream like you are the meanest person for not letting them completely destroy your home. Quit pulling your cat's tail, quit torturing your animals, quit breaking your antiques, quit basically, trashing your entire house. And her kids are crying and acting up because they're basically acting like baby's kids and you're not allowing it. Okay. So and she's just sitting there like acting like nothing, right? And you're like, I really need you to take your kids outside. And she's saying like, oh, I'm sorry, they're just really hungry. Okay, well, I didn't know you were coming over and I didn't make anything. Like, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? And, you should be controlling the situation. You're the parent. Like, oh. And they're crying because you're parenting them. You're controlling their behavior because you're the adult. And she should be apologizing because they're completely trashing your house. And they just drop by unexpected. You're just like, and you're like, you guys need to go outside. And you're having to actually kick them out of your house. Stuff like that. Okay, I've had more than one friend who let their kids come over and completely try to trash my house. And I'm a parent. And my child doesn't trash a person's house. I mean, he just, because he never trashed our house. I mean, because we didn't have a lot of money, but we still managed to have nice things because we don't trash our stuff. Right? And so, and we always clean up our own mess, and it's like, the way I was raised, it's like you have things, and you take care of them, and you take care of whatever you have, and it'll last for a really long time. Okay, so that's why you have something and it looks nice, because you don't trash it, right? I mean, that makes total sense. Okay, so I don't want to stay on that, but you don't go to someone else's house and trash it either. I mean, don't trash your own stuff, don't trash other people's stuff, right? Okay, so, I mean, I would be totally embarrassed if I thought my son went to somebody's house and, like, trashed it, right? But the mom is just sitting there and letting it happen. Okay, that's not having a boundary. But it's like, okay, so you just kind of let it go because you're thinking, her kids are tired, or they're hungry, or they're just kind of like, they're hyper. You're not really thinking about it, or you're thinking like, maybe there's something wrong with their kids. You're just, and there's not something wrong with your kid, or, you're just thinking whatever you're thinking, okay? So, you're not thinking anything of it. Alright. The person who changes plans all the time. You're supposed to, they're supposed to come over at 3 o'clock. Okay, so they come over at 1 instead. Alright, you're trying to take a bath, and they're like, at the door, and you're like, you're not supposed to be here this early. They expect you to be ready, and you're like, you're here 2 hours early. I'm in the bathtub. You need to leave and come back. Or, they're supposed to meet you somewhere, and you tell them, you can't come to my house. Nobody can come over here. It's, it's either not safe because of the traffic situation, or my home is really not big, or, you basically don't want their kids trashing your house. So you basically told them to stop coming over. That's part of it too. Or they just try to look for excuses to do whatever you told them not to do. And you're just like, what is it about them that they have to keep doing what I told them not to do? But mostly it's that they will not deal with whatever time you told them to come over. Or they have to be habitually extremely early, so they have to mess up whatever you're doing. They don't respect your time. They'll never be on time. They'll either be so early that they want to mess up whatever you're doing, or so late that it's too late to see them. Okay, or they keep changing the plans. Oh, well, I need to meet you over here now, or we need to do this over here now, or you're sitting, in the cafe waiting for hours and hours and hours. Like the rest of the group is just sitting there waiting for them. Or, and you're saying, I don't want to keep trying to meet you if you're going to keep trying to change plans. And they're not getting it through their head that it's not okay for them to constantly be changing plans every time you try to see them. You're just not going to do that anymore. And it doesn't occur to them that that's not cool, that you can't keep changing plans on people like that. That's just rude. Okay, and that you don't show up hours early. That's not okay. That you need to leave and come back when you're supposed to. We're not done cleaning the house. We're not done taking a bath. We're not done doing whatever we needed to do. Maybe someone else was there. You need to come back later. I don't know. I don't understand that. Let's see. You're a guest in their home, and you're extremely tired. And you're asleep, and they come in and they keep waking you up. What's that about? And you're exhausted from traveling. They won't let you sleep. I've had that. People who won't let you sleep. That's actually a form of abuse. People who won't let you sleep. That's a little weird. Do you guys know I'm talking about the same exact person? The same exact person. Yeah. The people who won't let you sleep. I need to sleep like a certain hour from a certain hour. Okay, because the medication I take and stuff like that. So, and if I don't get a certain amount of sleep, I might get sick. Okay, so once I take my medication, people need to leave me alone and just let me sleep. That person just kept waking me up over and over and over, not letting me sleep, and I told her, when I take my medication, you need to let me sleep. Telling somebody for years and years and years you can't talk on the phone because you have a disability. They keep trying to talk to you on the phone anyway. Okay, this is somebody who just doesn't have any boundaries. Alright. Anybody who picks an argument with you, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's in person, if that person is expressing any envy towards you, even if it's just in jest. All of us have hard lives in one way or another. You can't assume somebody has an easy life just because they don't complain. I really don't complain about the things that go wrong in my life. Why should I be doing that? I just go fix it. Go to God with it, and then go do the practical things it takes to fix it. Don't complain like I have the worst life ever. It has not been an easy life, but I don't complain like I'm the only person with problems. My life's been a lot harder than it should have been, but it's not like I'm the only person here with problems. We all have them. I just don't go around acting like that's what my life's about. Because we all have struggles and we all learn and we all get through them. So I don't know why somebody else has to envy someone and assume they have no problems. What am I going to do? Just talk about my problems all the time? I don't feel like talking about it. I feel like solving the problem. Speaking of that, what about someone who wants to vent all the time and never solve their problems? Those are the same people that don't have boundaries. They don't want to solve the problem. They want to talk about it over and over and over and never solve the problem. They just want to have the problem. And they want you to hear about it over and over and over. Don't ever come to me and expect me not to solve your problem. Don't come to me with the same problem twice. That is a really bad idea. I will solve your problem, so if you come to me with it twice, that means you didn't listen the first time. I'm going to get mad. I don't know, I'm just a problem solver. I'm not a good listener. I don't want to hear about it. If you tell me the first time, I'm listening to you and I'm going to solve it. So, and it's a good solution, so if you didn't want to listen to me, I'm going to get mad because you wasted my time. I solve problems, and that's what I do, so I don't know why you're talking to me about it if you don't want me solving the problem. I mean, if you want somebody to listen, go to one of those people that likes to listen to problems. I'm not one of them, unless you want me to solve it, honestly, because that's the kind of mind I have. You can pay someone to give you the advice I give you for free. So seriously, don't bother me with it. I'm not a venting friend. People that do that don't have any boundaries. And if you take that same problem to a whole bunch of people, they just want attention. They do not want to solve the problem. They want to have the problem. They want that problem to be their pet problem. They want to enjoy having a problem. Yes, enjoy having it. They want attention for having the problem. They want to enjoy having the problem. They want to be a victim, is what they want to be. They would rather keep having the problem so they can get attention for it. And that's real talk. Some people do not want to get better. They would rather be envious and mean than get better. And here's another thing I don't understand. If you're jealous of somebody, why keep hanging around them? If I get jealous of somebody, I challenge myself and go, why am I jealous? First of all, when you're jealous and envious of somebody, okay, you're feeling bad about yourself. And it's all in your head in the first place. You're imagining they have something, and it's probably you're imagining it in the first place. Because things aren't what they seem. When somebody has something, they worked for it. Go find out what they did to get it. Like, what'd you do to get that? Ask them. What'd you do to get that? Tell me so I can learn so I can get it. Quit being jealous of other people. Okay? Because you don't know what they did to get whatever that was. They probably paid dearly for it, trust me. Whenever someone has something, they worked for it. They sacrificed for it, okay? Things don't just fall in people's laps. Alright, quit assuming that everything is so easy for everybody. It's not. People that don't have boundaries, when people want you to explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody. Who do they think you are? They are making you explain yourself. I don't need to explain things to people, and I don't need to explain myself to people. But I just really need to understand. Well, I don't need to explain myself. And I don't need to explain everything to you. You're not paying me a professor's salary. I don't need to explain it. You know, go pay a teacher. I'm not a teacher. You're not in college, and I'm not your college professor. I don't need to explain this to you. But I just really need to understand. Well, I mean, I don't really need to explain it. What you need to understand is I don't need to explain it to you. You know, people want to put you to task. You know, they want you to spoon feed them and you know, treat them with kid gloves and stuff like that, and basically cater to them. You don't need to explain yourself, and you don't need to explain every little thing to them. Okay, that's a controlling thing. Okay, they're coming from a place of anxiety, but you don't need to play into it. And that's their problem. They need to get their ruminations and their other situations under control. Okay, you don't need to cater to that. Just people that don't listen. Remember what I said? Treat that with action. Alright? Some people you just gotta cut off. Because you notice no matter what, they just want to disrespect your boundaries. They always want something from you. They're going to let their kids do all kinds of crazy stuff. They're not going to come over when they're supposed to. All right, we're not talking people who don't show up. We're talking about people that show up early. We're talking about people that just want to get in your privacy. We're talking just people that just habitual line steppers that try to find whatever reason to not follow directions. And people that are just mad. They don't want to hear anything good that's going on in your life. So I could probably come up with more things if I look back in my imagination, and but more like look back in my memory. Because believe me, I didn't make any of that up. I'm talking about the same exact person, you guys. Yeah. So that's the person that I had to block online. So I guess that's all for now. And I will see you in the next content. And I love you all, otherworldlies. And you all have a blessed evening. Good night.